Duval. Nah, that's not how we're starting the episode. It was conference championship week. We have the Super Bowl, Chiefs versus Eagles for the second time in 3 years. Welcome back, Talk Ball Tweakers, episode 4, recording on a Tuesday. I'm Jake Mazarski, joined by Blake McCleary and Toussaint Fancher. Let's do it.
Let's get it.
Same question I say every week. How are we feeling?
Great.
Tired.
I'm tired, bro. I didn't go to sleep till like 3:30 last night. I was just up watching like coverages on defense and stuff.
I was watching
Because I was bored.
I was watching
I couldn't
Caleb Love.
sleep.
Caleb
I'm
Love
so
was wild,
serious.
bro.
Yeah, I watched the Michigan game and the Arizona game.
Watching cover
Such a good
1,
game.
cover
I know
2,
we said
cover
we
3,
were
cover
only
4.
going to talk football right now, and we are, but yesterday was one of the wildest college basketball days.
It's good.
Duke, Kuman Malulak, throwing up
Oh,
on the
that
court,
throw
the
up.
Duke fan passing out. Hopefully she's okay. I'm hearing she is.
Bro,
Arizona, Caleb Love, my king. I love you, Brandon Lunga. Full court shot, red hot in overtime. But yeah, we'll be talking basketball on Thursday. It was a wild day and
It
stuff.
was a wild college.
Yeah, and the last thing I'm gonna say, special guest, I got you your yo-yo.
You gotta get that sponsorship now.
Yeah,
Just a shout out. Just a quick shout out.
Yeah, but
Quick shout out for me, gang. That's it.
That's it, bro. Even for an hour. But yeah, welcome back, everyone. We got episode 4 right now. We were supposed to have a special guest, Hector, but it's fine because he has work.
Typical
apparently.
Bears fan.
No, he's ducking smoke. That's what he's ducking smoke. Hector's
But-
ducking smoke. He's talking shit. Ben Johnson went to the Bears. Now he's ducking smoke.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's so facts. And yeah, we have the Super Bowl, like we said. 2 good conference championship games, both really entertaining. One was more of a blowout, one was not. Let's start with what I think is the biggest rivalry in modern NFL right now, Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Chiefs beat the Bills for the 4th consecutive year in the playoffs. Actually, 4 out of 5. My apologies.
All right. Now.
Kansas City 32, Buffalo 29. Yeah, I mean, where do we even start with this one?
I mean, it was tough because I really wanted to see Josh Allen get it done, and falls up short just once again. Just crazy. I mean,
That's the difference, though, is that one possession when you have to get it done.
you got to play careful football in Arrowhead. You do. You got to play. You have to be perfect. Like, you have to be perfect. And
we said that last week.
They weren't perfect.
Yeah, we said that last week, and they didn't even turn over the football. Casey had 1 turnover on a fumble. Buffalo recovered. Josh Allen did everything possible to win that game.
Yeah, he
is
did.
first all-time in NFL history in yards per game and touchdowns per game in the postseason. In his last 3 games against Kansas City, he has 9 touchdowns and 1 turnover in the postseason. And they still can't beat Mahomes.
All-star.
Still can't beat Mahomes. And
Still can't do it.
it goes both ways and stuff. I could do the negative narrative, which I said last week. Allen still can't beat Mahomes in the playoffs. That's his legacy right now. He's a stud. But one thing I'll say, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson right now are 2 of the biggest wastes of talent in sports history.
Yo, let me ask you a question.
In sports history.
We had this discussion.
Wasted talents.
Okay. Oh,
Because they can't make the bowl.
but that's like saying Karl Malone and John Stockton were wasted talents. They just ran into Michael Jordan.
Yeah. And they but they
I
didn't
feel like
make it.
wasted talents is too hard.
Yeah.
Fine, you want me? I could change it. I could change it. Biggest disappointments.
I would
Okay.
say this. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Biggest disappointment.
I
Fine.
will
Wasted
take that.
talent. I won't say that because
I'll take that because they were supposed to have been at least once.
Yo, let me ask you this
So
question
they
because
haven't
we
got
talked
it done.
about it with Hector before. You weren't there, but we talked about Hector.
Uh-huh.
We were talking about Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, talking about Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, talking about like if they were going to make the Hall of Fame, like right now. You know, Allen hasn't won any awards, but you know Jackson has the 2 MVPs.
Yeah.
Are they both Are they both Hall of Famers right now to you?
Lamar has a better chance right now because he won 2 MVPs, but I think Josh Allen
is a Hall of Famer.
I think right now Josh Allen has a better legacy
That's not what
than
Hector
Lamar
thinks.
Jackson.
This is why Hector. This is why we need you to stop ducking smoke because we needed this topic right now. And he went off. He was talking about how Lamar is not going to make the Hall of Fame and this, that, and the other thing.
This is something.
Ridiculous.
This is something that I said last week, and I was actually really heated as I come back up here. Josh Allen is miles above Lamar Jackson right now in terms of postseason legacy. Miles. Lamar Jackson won his 2 MVPs.
Maybe, but
at
that
least
doesn't
Josh
mean
Allen
it.
played toe-to-toe to Pat.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing.
Multiple times.
But see, that's the thing. I think here's the thing also. With that, I see a lot of media who says that. So Josh Allen did this and Josh Allen did that. None of it matters.
He has nothing to show for it.
That's what I'm saying.
He has nothing to show
you have
for it.
To,
but at least you could go to his performances and say, he did what he could. He gave Dalton Kincaid that shot on that freaky-ass throw.
But that's like
We're
saying...
going to talk about that in a second, actually, too.
But that's almost like saying... I went in there and I tried my best with the job interview and I didn't get the job. I'm not going to celebrate and be happy.
No. That's so fair. But right now, if you had to say next year, who has a chance to beat Allen or Mahomes? If one of them,
neither. I'd say neither. Neither of them.
I would 100% take Allen.
I'd take Allen.
I would 100% take Allen. I guess I can get down with the postseason performance.
I would.
Bro, Lamar's won 4 playoff games.
I would take.
So yes.
No, I would take. Here's what I would take. I would take Lamar. And here's the reason why. If you keep coming to a stop in the road, and for whatever reason you can't get around the stop, and you keep going backwards and you keep going the other direction, I'm not going to keep relying on you. Coming into this game, I knew Allen was going to fall short. I knew the game was going to be close. I knew it was going to come down to a last second possession. I knew it was going to really come down to who can make the plays at the end of the fourth quarter. Like you said, Josh Allen played a great game. The Bills fumbled it a couple times, able to get back on the ball. I know Lamar hasn't had a great playoff record, but here's the thing. I would take Lamar because, in my opinion, even though, here's the thing.
Scored 10 points at home against the Chiefs last year in the AFC Championship.
That's very valid, but I think Lamar has the ability and the capability to break out of it. Here's the difference. We talked about this last time on the podcast. Peyton Manning, 3-5 in his first 8 playoff games, and then he changed it around, and now he's an absolute Hall of Famer, top 5 quarterback all time. I think the same thing can be said for Lamar. To me, I'm not hating on Allen. I don't think he's a bad talent. I think he's one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league right now.
We all agree these are the number 2 and 3 quarterbacks in football right now.
But I don't think that. I think that it's like in the 90s, you saw them Jazz go up against MJ twice. You don't want to see them go up a third time.
Yeah,
because you know they're going to lose.
I get where you're coming from, but like I feel like that's just hypotheticals versus actually there.
Well, they are both hypotheticals because Lamar has faced Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs,
but Allen has the better numbers.
But he comes up short every time. He has better numbers, but he comes up short every time. At least
he gets there.
But he gets there though.
But here's the thing:
Lamar Jackson has an 84.6 quarterback rating, 1,753 passing yards, 10 touchdowns to 7 interceptions in 8 games of his playoff career.
But here's the difference. I think Lamar...
I wonder what those numbers are on the road and the Chiefs.
But here's the difference. I think Lamar can be a wild card at any point. I think you know what you're getting with Allen. I think Lamar, if he locks in and understands what he really has to do, he can flip it all around. I don't think Allen can flip it all around. I think his kryptonite is Patrick Mahomes. I don't think Lamar Jackson's kryptonite is Patrick Mahomes. I think he just gets tight in moments and he shrinks. Allen doesn't shrink, though. He just comes up short.
101.7, 25 touchdowns to 4 interceptions.
But those stats mean nothing because he hasn't won a single playoff game against Patrick Mahomes.
So then we can also say that Lamar's stats mean nothing.
That's true, but what I'm saying is I think he has a bigger chance to beat Patrick Mahomes because
if they ever get by.
Yeah,
if they get by it though, we're typing hypothetical.
Okay, but
that's a big what if.
Again, I take Josh Allen 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Right now.
That's fine, but I'm saying to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, I'm taking Josh Allen over Lamar. To beat Lamar, to beat Patrick, I'm taking Lamar just because I feel like he hasn't seen him because he hasn't seen him as much. It's not a kryptonite. And here's the question with Josh Allen. But here's the thing with Josh Allen. Let me ask you this: would you rather be eliminated from the job search in round 1, or would you rather make it to the finals and lose by a sliver to somebody else?
The finals.
I wouldn't.
I'd rather finals 100%.
Here's the difference.
The round 1 is like you just fucking got selected just because they're like, oh, let's just check this guy out for some reason. Let's just give this random fucker a chance. I don't know about that one.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I don't know about
but here's the greatest stat of all. You have to win the football game. If you don't get the job but it means nothing. If you don't get the job, you don't get the job. It doesn't matter if you missed it by a millisecond. You didn't get the job. It doesn't matter. So would you rather waste your time continuing to go through 5 other rounds of interviews and only to fall short by a sliver and go home thinking I lost to somebody by this much? Or would you rather go home? That's just you. Or would you rather go home and say No, but here's the thing.
I understand what you're saying, and I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I understand
but
it,
at least
but,
they
like,
get a punch. And
Yeah.
At least they get a chance.
You feel me? Like
the difference between
the sliver is
I
like
understand
okay,
this,
I gotta fix
and
this one thing.
To be fair, I thought the Ravens did.
But you can't fix that one thing. That's the difference. He can't.
Who says you can't fix that one
He's
thing?
lost 4 times and he's played great in a bunch of those games.
Who says he can't fix that one thing?
Me, because
You
I've
can't-
seen it 4
okay,
times and he
okay,
hasn't won.
Okay. This leads me to this is the perfect transition
I hope
into
every Ravens fan is
this is
happy
the
with their
perfect
participation
transition.
trophy.
This is the perfect transition into that last play that Josh Allen threw up to Dalton Kincaid.
The Spags blitz.
The Spags blitz where they had an orbit return on the left side with Shakir.
There were people open on that play.
There were, but
Dude,
the thing
Dalton
is,
Kincaid was open. Allen threw the crap
Kincaid
out of the ball. Yeah.
was a hell of an effort by Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's what I'm saying though is if you can now I understand that blitz is very hard to pick up. That was that's one of the greatest
That's a once in
corner
a lifetime
blitzes that
Spags
I've
play.
seen.
Spags is a great
that
DC.
that was something that I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen that in my life in that
To call it in that
situation.
scenario and stuff.
In that scenario, that
takes
situation,
so
that
much
was
balls, bro.
insane. But if this is what I'm saying though, if Josh Allen, I think what they could have done differently on that play was they could have snapped it a little later to get Shakir out of that orbit return.
It's possible.
Because I feel like with the timing, if you go back and look at that play, the timing of which Josh Allen snapped that ball and the timing of where Shakir was on that orbit return, with that blitz coming, there's no way you can get the ball to Shakir there. And if he would have just waited, I feel like just a second later to snap that football, he could have just immediately dumped it off Shakir and they got a first down and they
The thing that
fight to live another day.
The one reason I disagree, I think that's a good point and stuff because the orbit was the best option. The Bills have done that multiple times in the Josh Allen, Khalil Shakir era.
Yeah.
Can't believe that's the thing I just said. A second later, Chiefs play a lot of man-to-man. I think someone would have seen Shakir, and if you watched the All-22, Shakir would have gotten it. I think if Allen just flipped him the ball, he had space.
He had space to get that first down.
Josh Allen made a magical throw. Here's the thing I'll say on it, and then we could talk about this game in particular.
So that's where before you go, I'm saying is like you can fix that one thing really quick. And I feel like if they would have fixed that one thing.
No, but here's the difference. You can't go back to the drawing board and then come back and fix that one thing. You have to go through a whole another season, and then you have to walk inside Arrowhead again and beat Patrick Mahomes, who you're 0-4 against.
Who's to say that he's not going?
The Ravens, though,
Yeah.
they can't even walk into Buffalo and beat
That's
Josh
what I'm
Allen,
saying.
and
So who's to say that
Henry.
Buffalo's not going to go back and do it? They've been doing it for the past 4
Wait.
years.
You guys are misconstruing my words. I'm not saying that the Ravens are a better opportunity.
You're saying Lamar.
I'm saying I would rather have Lamar than Josh, knowing that Josh is 0-4 and that's his kryptonite. Here's the thing, Josh Allen. Okay, you keep coming close. Chad Kelly lost 4 straight Super Bowls. You think Chad Kelly would rather have lost 4 straight Super Bowls or rather have lost 4 straight playoff games?
He's right.
He would have rather lost 4 straight playoff games because you get to the Super Bowl and you're expected to have high expectations. It's the expectations that change it.
I can't get down with that.
What's Lamar's record against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs? Search that out.
It's
0-1.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so you know
last
that.
year's abominable offensive performance.
So let me ask you this.
That fucked everyone's money up.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. All right, let me ask you this. If he's 0-1 and he's only faced Patrick Mahomes once in the playoffs, what's to tell me that next year, if they go to the playoffs and they get to the divisional round, that's a big if, but let's cut that if out because I'm not talking about that. Let's say they meet Patrick Mahomes in Arrowhead.
Yeah,
I think Lamar gives you a better shot simply because he has not faced Patrick Mahomes 4 times.
Also, raising my hand.
Okay, one more thing.
No, keep going. I'm just patiently waiting.
Okay, and it's psychological too. If somebody beats you 4 times in a game of 1v1, you're going to think, man, I can't beat this guy, especially if you keep getting there. Let's say you're playing to 21, and every single time you lose 21-19, 21-20, 21-20 again. You're going to start thinking, all I got to do is one more thing.
Am I? I'm not.
That's the same thing, is it not?
Teacher, can you pick on me, bro?
That's the same thing, though. Is it not the same thing?
Popcorn
Because you
Jake,
keep getting
man.
so close to winning, but you're not winning.
Popcorn Jake, man.
Go ahead.
He's raising his fucking hand.
I'm back in school. I got to be ready.
I can't get down with it. I can't
can't do it.
Yeah, respect your class.
I just haven't seen Josh Allen beat him. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen outplay Patrick Mahomes. I haven't seen him beat him in the last
I
second.
haven't seen
You guys-
Lamar
do you
do it
guys-
either,
do you guys
so
see
that's
that?
I haven't either, but I've only seen him face off against him once, not 4 times, and I know that's his
This is why
kryptonite.
nobody wants to hang out with us, man.
If Patrick Mahomes isn't
Okay,
there,
but like you gotta get past the other guys first.
that's true. But I'm not
Like,
talking
bro
about.
lost to Tennessee.
Okay, I'm not talking about
Like,
Tennessee.
what
I'm
the
talking
fuck?
about his chance against Patrick Mahomes specifically.
Just gotta get there
All right.
first.
That's true, but Lamar keeps.
Can I go?
Yeah,
Yo.
you can go.
Just chime in.
I
Yeah,
popcorned you like 10 seconds.
I like this. I do like your argument because Lamar's only played Pat once in the playoffs. Josh Allen has played him 4 times. Josh Allen is 0-4. So if you keep running the same course out there, you're gonna predict that they lose the fight. Lamar, at least you could say he hasn't played an Arrowhead before, so there's a chance. But at the same time, Josh Allen getting there is a testament to himself. And the fact that Josh Allen is 2-0 against Lamar in the playoffs, and right now Josh Allen's performance in the playoffs is better than Lamar, I take Josh Allen. But at the same time, we're not trying to put down either quarterback because Josh Allen and
No.
Lamar Jackson are the number 2 and 3 quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah,
And
no.
at the same time, bro, I think this just is Patrick Mahomes. It just shows how Patrick Mahomes is one of the best, not only football players, one of the best and most dominant athletes of all time. Since
Yeah.
he became a starter, he's made 7 straight AFC championships. And Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are 2 of the most talented quarterbacks to ever live. Neither of them have been to the Super Bowl, and a lot of it's because of Patrick Mahomes. Because even if Lamar and Josh Allen play well against Mahomes, it always seems like Patrick Mahomes does something that's special. And it's always this one play or it's one mistake by Buffalo and stuff. Kansas City's a damn good football team, but Patrick Mahomes, I said it last week, 1-score game in the 4th quarter, you're not safe. Bills are up by 1 score in the 4th quarter. You saw what happened and stuff, right? And so that talks about Patrick Mahomes so much. I do like the argument, though, because, like, next year, if it's Chiefs-Bills again at Arrowhead, nobody's taking Buffalo.
Right.
Because people will be like, it's different this time around? No, it's not, because it's still Patrick Mahomes. And it's not a
Exactly.
testament on Josh Allen Lamar. The one thing I'll say about the Ravens, one, we shouldn't be talking about them too much this week because they're in Cancun. But you guys better be happy with your participation trophy. They got they got Derrick Henry, and they lost to Mahomes in the AFC Championship in Baltimore last year. You better come with a fucking team next year if you're going to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, they gotta be locked in.
They got to be locked in. But talking about this game in particular, the 2024 AFC Championship, 25, my bad. I don't even know what year it is anymore.
I mean, technically it is 24.
Yeah,
'cause
24, 25. So, yeah, first you got to talk about Patrick Mahomes. Both him and Josh Allen played really well. Neither turned over the ball. I forgot what the fumble was. It was probably Mahomes, actually. Now
It was
I'm
a
talking to
botched
myself.
snap.
Botched
Yeah.
snap and stuff. Yeah, dude. It just seems like there's got to be a mental thing. And it's not on Josh Allen. I think just going into Arrowhead and beating Mahomes, Travis Kelce in this dynasty, it's a tough one.
No, I
Yeah.
think it is a little bit of Josh Allen because you heard Tony Romo at the beginning. The first 2 passes that he threw should have been picked back to
Oh,
back.
that's a
So
good-
he was a little antsy to begin with. My bad.
Duval.
I was like, what the fuck?
I kind of hit the button. But my point is, I think Josh Allen, it is a mental thing. That's why I said I'll take Lamar Jackson. Now, Lamar Jackson, in terms of the whole playoffs, gets tight, right? He gets a little tight, and then Allen plays with a little sense of fluidity. Now, when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, both of them get tight. Both of them kind of like squeeze up in the playoffs. We saw it last year. We saw it this year. I think. Like we said, what was the quote?
Everybody's better than Mahomes until you
Until
gotta
it's-
be better
yeah.
than Mahomes.
So
I mean,
it's time.
Josh Allen had a legacy drive. He had 2 minutes left. He had an opportunity to go down the field
Biggest
and score a
drive of his
touchdown.
career. In the
Yeah, and
words
it just
of
didn't
Nancy
happen.
Romo.
It just didn't happen. So,
I mean, and like
Nah,
huge fucking props to Spagnuolo. Like
yeah, that's a once in a
that is
generation
literally the perfect call right there.
And-
that no one would have seen. Like I don't even think Tom Brady would have picked that up, dude. Like that was
call. It
something
takes a special throw to
that
even
was
get it off and
insane.
stuff.
That was insane. The timing of that snap to when they pressured him and he was already dropped back like in trouble.
yeah, they got to him quickly.
Insane.
The one other thing I'll say about this, like, props to Buffalo for coming back from down double digits. Not a lot of teams can do that against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But if you fall behind against the Chiefs and you're the Philadelphia Eagles in 2 weeks in the Super Bowl, you're in a really bad hole.
Yeah,
it's
Because,
bad.
you can only contain Mahomes, Kelce, Worthy, any of these guys for so long.
I mean, to be fair, the Eagles will transition to the Commanders-Eagles game soon.
Yeah, like
to
just
be
in a
fair,
minute, yeah.
I will say about that, the Eagles have. I mean, arguably, you could say he's the best running back in the league just based on his performance. But he breaks off 60, 70-yard runs in the blink of an eye. Yeah. So even if they're down by 2, if they give the ball to Saquon and they do the right blocking, they can get a touchdown in like 20 seconds. Like, easy.
No,
that's what happened in the Commanders game. It was 3-0, and then all of a sudden, in one play in 19 seconds, it's 7-3.
That's a great point. And I think that's a good way to... Chiefs make the Super Bowl. Buffalo, you're going home. Jets still have more rings than you guys.
That's a good way to...
transition.
That's a good way to transition
Washington, Philadelphia. I mean, like... I feel like the best way to talk about this first, Washington's first drive was, 18, 19 plays, and they only got a field goal. And then the Eagles...
I'm surprised they went for the field goal on the first...
I'm surprised
I thought they would have gone for it and tried to go for the end zone.
I mean, at that point, it's like you get 2 straight fourth down conversions.
Might as well.
Why not just go for it?
Yeah,
right
and
there?
you know the Eagles are stacking points, so you might as well go for it.
18
I
plays,
didn't understand
54 yards, 7 minutes off the clock.
7 minutes.
They got a field goal, which actually I was saying during the game they should, because like get points on the board, you're in a hostile environment. The fact that the Eagles gave it to Saquon Barkley and it took one play and Washington couldn't tackle him.
One play.
But that's why you can't settle for field goals against the best teams in the league. They're going to stack points. They're going to. The Chiefs are going to have good defense. They're going to stack points. The Eagles are going to put up points. I mean, Saquon, what was he? Saquon was 15 for 118 and 3 touchdowns with a long of 60. Like, that's nasty. Like, you just can't beat that. Unless, even if you try and stack the box, even if you try and play, a certain type of defense, you're not stopping him. He's slipping through everything.
And they got A.J. Brown into the game. We talked about it all last week and stuff.
I talked about it last week.
They passed the football.
I said it. I was tired of the fucking Jalen Hurts slander. I was tired of that shit.
A.J. Brown was the easiest touchdown bet of the week.
I was so tired of that shit.
That was not an easy bet. That was not an easy bet.
I bet
Saquon was an easy bet.
Oh, I did that too. But no, Saquon's also bad odds. But A.J. Brown.
Saquon's going to score a touchdown.
Basically what Jake's saying is he's buying shots. That's basically what Jake just said.
Dude, look at the passing stats, dude.
But yeah, no, that's it. Okay, here's my question. So, the conversation we had last week about Jalen Hurts throwing the football, the Philadelphia Eagles offense throwing the football. Do you guys finally have confidence in him?
I didn't say I never had confidence.
I have confidence in him, but not against Kansas City.
I didn't say I didn't have confidence.
No, actually, could I rephrase?
Especially after what he just did against Kansas City 2 years ago?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why I'm going to rephrase. I have confidence that Jalen Hurts could do it. That game against Washington is not going to make me completely sold because the Chiefs are the best passing defense in football, arguably.
Oh, yeah.
The Commanders are not. The Commanders' defense is fine, and that's why they beat the Lions. I'm sorry, I love you guys, but they turned over the ball 5 times. They had 5 interceptions.
They're going to run commit. They're going to run commit and force them to throw.
Yeah, because the Chiefs have corners that could do that. Trent McDuffie's in the nickel or wherever you put him, one of the best in the league at that. Justin Reed's an incredible safety. Steve Spags will have it drawn up, and Andy Reid coming off a bye week. That's the only reason I'm not too confident in the Eagles, but at the same time, if you have Saquon Barkley... he's just a key dude. He's going to win Offensive Player of the Year. The Chiefs have a good defense full pod. Like, I'm not trying to give any sort of weakness. Nobody's been able to stop Saquon Barkley. He would have broken Eric Dickerson's record. Yeah. So like at the same time, him next year or next week. Sorry, like
yeah. I mean the Eagles had 229 rushing yards combined, which you're always going to win a game when when the difference is when the Commanders have 99 rush yards and you have 229 rush yards, you're going to win every game.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said,
it's not that I don't doubt that he can do it. Now he's going to have to go against the best quarterback in the league and go past.
That's fine. I have full confidence that he can.
Yeah, no.
Wait. Full confidence that he can what though? That he can play well in the game, or that he can come through in the clutch.
That he can come through in the clutch. Okay. I have both actually. I have full confidence that he can efficiently throw the football against Kansas City, and that he can come up in the clutch.
Okay. The one thing I'll add there, I pulled up the box score from the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Jalen Hurts, 27 for 38, 304 yards, touchdown in the air, 3 on the ground. Mahomes didn't eclipse 200, and it still wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough.
You got Saquon this year.
Okay, but this is the difference is Saquon, and I was just going to talk about this Philadelphia Eagles defense. They are sound.
Oh, they're the best defense in the league.
This defense is like if you go back and you watch this defense, especially against Washington. Actually, I honestly like this whole playoff run. They have been to a T in sync on literally almost every play that they have.
If you
know
name
have
a defensive personnel, the Eagles will have one of the best.
You know what's
Yes.
You know what's crazy? They have a defensive player of the year finalist. He's not even close to their best player.
He's
That's
not
how
even
good
close
they
to
are.
it.
That's how good they
Zach
are.
That's how
Bond-
good.
Zach
And-
Bond's about to get a payday.
And if you absolutely and it's scary because if you look at this defense and you go back anywhere and you go back to what defeated Mahomes in the Super Bowl and what Todd Boyles did with his defense in Tampa Bay. Literally, Philadelphia's defense is so equipped to perfectly execute that.
That D line is so
to
nasty.
perfectly execute that. And I think I know what
what am I gonna say?
the O line, Kansas City O lines is different.
That's one of
Is
them.
that
That's
okay?
one of them, and the other's Tom Brady.
Yes.
The other's Tom Brady.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I think we could say, dude, anybody you name on the Eagles defense, they are one of the top personnel units in the league. You start with the D-line, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, any of these guys, except Bryce Huff. Screw you for leaving the Jets. Zach Bond, Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He's not going to win it, but he's up there. He's going to get a freaking payday. Then you got 2 Defensive Rookie of the Year finalists, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean is not a say. Nah, but dude, their defense is really, really good. And,
And
you're
major
right.
props to
That's
those rookies because they're not
major
playing like
props.
rookies.
No, they are not playing like rookies. And we could talk about the Super Bowl and like the matchups in a second. I just wanted to show the Washington Commanders a little love because like Jaden
Absolutely.
Daniels' rookie season is one of the most memorable. He beat the Lions, obviously. These two are pissed off, but even this
Pissed
game,
off.
Jaden Daniels played well. He wasn't the problem, and they have so much ahead of them. So much ahead of them. It was Jaden Daniels' first season. You're gonna make a lot of Super Bowls.
I'm
Or
looking at the
win a lot of
Eagles.
playoff games.
I'm looking at the Eagles postseason stats right now. I believe it says 2024. I don't know if this is this year. Oh no, this is
Well,
this is during the
should be.
this is during the
If
Super Bowl.
there's more than one game,
This is during the Super Bowl run. But their Super Bowl run was very similar to this one. They had 683 total rushing yards and 317 and only allowed 317 to their opponents. And passing yards, they only passed for 505 and let their opponents pass for 814 in that playoff run a couple of years ago. That's kind of very similar to the team already.
It
right?
is.
Pass centric or run centric, and then the pass is second, which I really love. What's the most efficient way to prevent turnovers? Keep the ball on the ground, right? You don't throw the ball. Then when you absolutely need to throw the ball, you got Jalen Hurts, who I will say this, he's very highly disrespected. I saw the media, and so my
Absolutely.
question last week, I didn't doubt Jalen Hurts that he could throw the football. I was just throwing it out there that other people were saying that they were doubting it because AJ Brown.
Also, the biggest thing, one of the biggest keys in this game, dude, if the Eagles could keep Patrick Mahomes off the field and win the time of possession battle, this game totally changes. Because, like, this isn't disrespecting Jalen Hurts at all, but who are you going to take if you had to choose a quarterback in the Super Bowl? Are you taking Patrick Mahomes, who has 28 and has 3 rings already? Or are you taking Jalen Hurts? Like, that's not disrespecting Jalen Hurts. Patrick Mahomes is the best player of our generation. Saquon Barkley, if Saquon Barkley is able to run the ball and keep the Chiefs' offense off the field, there's nothing Pat could do besides stand next to Andy Reid and say, get us a turnover.
But that's the thing, though, is that he broke off a run in 19 seconds on the first play. So it's going to be hard if he runs for 60
True.
on 2 or 3 plays.
But the Eagles won't be upset at that. If they're
No.
able to score
7 points is 7 points
Yeah,
regardless.
exactly.
But you're going to give more time for Mahomes, and he's just going to burn the clock more because
Yeah.
Mahomes is very efficient with burning time, and he's going to peel it down to the last second, and then it's going to come down to one drive. I guarantee you it's going to come down. It may not be the very last drive, but it will be somewhere in the fourth quarter. Mark my words, in the Super Bowl, that will come down to a drive that will make or break everything. And the announcers are going to say that, and it's going to be up to Jalen Hurts because they're going to stack the box. They're going to stop Saquon. I guarantee you on that one drive, they're not going to allow them to run the ball and burn clock. They're going to say, Jalen, you're going to have to throw it. And then they're going to try and make him force tight window throws. I think he can do it. I think he can throw those. But against the Chiefs, it's a whole different animal.
And I think, too, when talking about this game, the Eagles are one of the best defenses in the league in terms of turning over the football. They're 5th in the league, 29 turnovers. Reading it right now, what do we got? 19 interceptions. Wait, I suck at math. Sorry, I was reading the wrong row, everyone. They have 26 turnovers, so they're 6th in the league, 13 and 13. If Saquon Barkley breaks off a 2-play, 1-play, 3-play drive and stuff, and you get Mahomes on the field, I think the Eagles' defense, they'll be fine with that. Like, Patrick Mahomes is a threat himself, but the personnel they have is as good as anybody.
Exactly.
And so if they're able to get there, good luck. I mean, like, good luck to both these teams, seriously. Like, I know a lot of people are upset that this is the Super Bowl because we saw it 2 years ago. I think these are the two best teams in the NFL. I thought the Lions were third. I thought the Bills were fourth. The Eagles are much better than they've been in the entire Jalen Hurts era. They brought in Saquon Barkley, who was the free agent signing of the year.
This is a
And the
much
Chiefs-
better Eagles team.
Just because the Chiefs don't have Tyreek Hill, and they haven't had Tyreek Hill for 2 years, and they've made 3 Super Bowls, doesn't mean they're bad.
No.
It doesn't mean that they might not be the flashiest, but at the same time, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback of our generation, and this defense is the best defense that Pat has ever had.
Yeah.
And that's why this game is going to be so good. And now I'm going to say it. Blake's going to be at the Super Bowl. Me and Toussaint are going to be in Phoenix.
I will be at the
We
Super
are
Bowl.
very excited for Phoenix, and don't let us tell you not. But we're envious that he's going to the Super Bowl.
I will be going to the Super Bowl. I'm not sure there's much I can do for the pod.
No, it's
while
fine. Don't
I'm
worry.
there.
But like,
I'll try to get us. I'll try to get you guys some videos and stuff like that.
No, get Patrick Mahomes on the pod.
post
You got to
in
get Patrick
shorts.
Mahomes to shout out tweakers.
Tell him I'll get him a yo-yo.
Yeah.
Tell
I
Saquon
got
to
you.
shout out the tweakers.
I got you.
Also, wait, what was I about to say? I think AJ Brown is going to line up outside a lot compared to the slot.
Oh, 100%.
And I don't know if Spags is going to make Trent McDuffie follow him or not. And I think that, yeah,
They're going to have
it's-
safety
it's-
help with him.
They're going to have safety help with him for sure.
It's gonna be
But
Reed
if
and-
They're gonna have. I mean, they're gonna have.
They're going to have to.
That's
but
going to
if
leave
there's-
Devontae for a lot of
It's going to leave
yards.
Devontae, and it's also going to leave Saquon. If a safety's got 20
Yeah.
yards back and stuff, good luck tackling Saquon in the open field when he gets by you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Props to Saquon Barkley
That's
for
why
making
they're
the
so-
Super Bowl, though.
that's why
Oh
they're-
my
they're-
God.
they're
I'm
so-
so excited for Saquon
They're
Barkley
so
to be in the Super Bowl.
they're so dangerous.
They are so, bro, both these teams.
Because even
They would say, ooh, I'm dangerous.
All right, Carl Anthony Towns, what are we doing here? Like, dude, even last year, like, are we expecting a vastly different game?
say it
from,
again, Dexter.
Like, are we expecting a different game from 2 years ago where these teams scored at will and there was
No.
only one turnover? I'm not.
No,
these
I
are
think
two
it's.
good
I
defenses.
think it's
the offenses are
100%
better.
going to be an exact similar game from what we've seen 2 years ago, down to the wire.
I think there's gonna be a little bit
last
more
play
running.
Determines.
I think the
There's
Eagles are
gonna
going to do a little bit more running. Just
More
because they
running,
have
100%.
They have
Yeah.
Saquon.
Yeah.
I mean,
What I'm
But
saying.
yeah.
What did Jalen Hurts throw for 300 last?
304 and a
Yeah, I
touchdown.
don't think he's gonna
he ran
throw
for
for
3 touchdowns.
250. I give him 240.
I don't see him throwing for like
Also, if the
300,
Eagles are
but
playing from
because
behind,
of
they're gonna have to throw the ball.
because
That's
of who
very
they have in the
true.
backfield.
I don't think he's
now.
going to fall behind, though.
The Eagles haven't fell behind this entire postseason, I'm pretty sure.
No, they're not
the
gonna
Rams
fall
might have
behind.
led on them a little, but I know for and I guess they were down 3-0 against the Commanders for 1 second.
Yeah, 1 second, but
But if they're behind on Patrick Mahomes, and I guarantee you they will be at a point because it's the Chiefs and they've been here before, and it's Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo, blah, 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 blah.
I don't think they're going to fall behind. I think it's going to be like
You
neck
think
and
the
neck.
Eagles are going to lead the entire game?
No. I think it's going to be neck and neck. I think it's going to be like
it's going to what
back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I think
no,
it's
no.
gonna be a back and forth.
I agree with that. I think
don't
it's going to be back and forth. I'm just saying the Eagles will be trailing at a point, and they're going to have to throw the ball.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to have to throw the ball.
Yeah,
And
which
that's going to be a major
Confident.
thing. And Jalen Hurts, now 2 weeks to prepare and stuff. And like, Pod, I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. And I know I criticized him last week, and I think it was rightly so because they weren't passing the ball. But then again, they didn't need to. The Chiefs are going to play a lot of man-to-man. Their corners, whether it is Trent McDuffie, whether it's Jalen Watson, whether it's Jaden Hicks, Brian Cook, Justin Reed, any of these safeties going into the nickel, they're going to press you. They're going to be physical. And I think the Eagles are built for that. I do. I think the
Absolutely.
Eagles are the team best equipped to beat the Chiefs. I do.
and you know it's crazy because it's like okay you want to focus on AJ Brown, you leave Devontae open. If you want to try to focus on Devontae, which wouldn't work, leave AJ Brown open.
Yeah, nobody be focusing on
and then
Devontae
you
right
and then
now.
you forget about Dallas Goedert, who's been having a hell of a year for the
Yeah.
Philadelphia
He had a
Eagles
great game
offense.
last week, too.
It was
No, they're a loaded squad.
He had a great game. He's played phenomenally this whole postseason. Like Dallas Goedert has played phenomenally this whole postseason.
Good tight
run.
end.
He's a
Yeah,
good
he's a
tight
good
end.
tight end.
He's a great tight end. So they're just dangerous, bro. They're just dangerous. They are.
Yeah.
They're dangerous.
So-
All right. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, let's go around. One key for the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game that we haven't said yet. You could say Saquon Barkley, too, if you think it's that simple. If this happens, the Eagles are going to win this football game. I could go first to show you.
You can go ahead. I think. I know.
If
but
the Eagles win the turnover margin and intercept Mahomes once, and Saquon Barkley has 2 touchdowns on the ground, I don't even know.
You
if that-
said one. You just listed 3.
I don't even know if that's enough to beat Patrick Mahomes, honestly, but I'm going with that.
I'm gonna go with blocking. If they make their right blocks, I think they can do it. Because if they can make their blocks, Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon, doesn't matter, Goddard, they're all going to the house. If they make the right blocks, they can score, but they have to execute. I'll say execution.
Okay.
It's execution for me. I have no doubt that the game plan is really good. I have no doubt that they are a really good squad. I have no doubt in their talent. To me, it's about execution. Because when you line up against the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, if you don't execute perfectly, you will lose the game.
So here's my thing: is like this Kansas City team does not get in shootouts. Like this isn't.
They can. They just don't because their defense is so good.
Yeah.
But here's my thing though: is they haven't really been in a shootout this year.
I don't know if I agree with this, but I get what you're saying.
Who would you say they were at? Who?
Looking at their schedule, they beat the Bucks 30-24 in overtime. They shootouts like the Ravens week 1, but then again it was 27-20. Like you're looking at the Chiefs defense, they didn't give up over 27 points all year. Like
He just hasn't had a need to do it.
they haven't needed to because their defense is so good. I think they can, but you bring up a good point. I understand.
So
what you're
here's what I'm getting at.
also the Bills game was a shootout. The Bills scored 29 points.
I could see that. I just here's
Keep
my
going,
thing
keep
is
going.
like
I interrupt you guys way too much on this podcast.
the thing
I'll
is
let my
like
go,
no,
yeah.
you're good. My thing is like with that example against the Bills, is that one was Kansas City was ahead. What were they at? 21-10?
Against 21-10.
21-10. And then they end up with 32. So it's like to me that's not like to me a shootout is like you're going back and forth until it's like 35-34. Like this is
So like this game 2 years ago.
This is like
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. It's like I just feel like this year we haven't seen that much of the Chiefs. And yes, it's because they haven't needed to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
I also don't think they're going to need to in this game. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. Both defenses are going
well-
to show up. I don't think both because I think we're underestimating both defenses to a point where we're comparing it to last Super Bowl. I think both defenses are going to show up more than both offenses, in my opinion.
And so that's where I'm like getting at is I think that if you don't allow that offense to be comfortable, and that's a hard fucking task to do, is not allow Patrick Mahomes to be comfortable in the Super Bowl. But I just mentioned it. The Bucks did it. If Philly's defense can do that,
What's possible?
if Philly's defense can do that, they win this game.
It's very difficult.
The one,
though.
and I don't know when we want to get into predictions. I don't know if that was what you were foreshadowing. When
Yeah,
I
that's about
interrupted
to
you.
get into predictions.
The one
Yeah.
more thing I'll say is if you go back to the 22-23 season when the Eagles made the Super Bowl against the Chiefs and lost, they had the number 2 scoring defense in the league the entire year, and the Chiefs still put up 38 points. And so the Eagles this year, if I'm pulling up the stats right now, what are they in terms of scoring defense? Number 1. They're number 2 again in points per game. They're right behind the Chargers. 17.8 points a game. Is it going to make a difference? Like, the Eagles have studs. It's a personnel thing. I'm going to use my college football term. It's a my guy versus your guy game.
I just think that if you replicate what Tampa Bay did,
I also think
and you made Patrick Mahomes that uncomfortable in the pocket,
that's true. But I think we're also.
I just feel like Philly's.
I think we're also just glossing over the fact that they're in the middle of a three-peat, or not even in the middle. They're one game away from completing.
One game away from doing something that's never been done.
That's gonna be more fuel to the fire. Now it should be for Philly, but it will be for Kansas City because they're in that. When they get to that locker room, they're gonna think three-peat. All we got to do is win one game, and we have done something that no one else has ever done.
Yeah.
And so
That's
they're just
dangerous.
that good. That's what I'm saying.
Dude,
That's what
that's
makes them
also
so
dangerous,
dangerous.
though.
Patrick Mahomes was caught mic'd up after they won
No,
their
I'm
second
saying that's
Super Bowl. He goes,
dangerous.
We're not done. I want 3.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's dangerous
That's
for
dangerous.
them. Is what I'm saying.
For the Chiefs,
Yeah.
maybe.
No,
but
I'm not saying like I'm not, like. Don't
Who
hear,
feels
that-
more pressure going into this game? Which team?
Eagles because they have to.
Philly. Not even close.
I think Philly 100%.
Not
But
even
what
close.
I'm saying is, you go up like 10 points in the halftime, and then you're thinking three-peat.
But that's not
We
this
have
team.
one half
That's
to
not
do.
this team
They're
though.
way too good coach.
Because see what you're saying. You're
Andy
saying
Reid's way too
you're
good of a
saying
coach.
if we go up at halftime by 10 points, already three-peat. That was
I'm not saying they're gonna do that. I'm just saying you better not do that.
they're not going to though.
I don't. Yeah,
There's such
I
a
understand.
they're about to do something.
We've never seen a team do this before, so that's what I'm saying. Is like you better not go into halftime.
Yeah, but if they would have lost,
Up
they would
10
have
and you're
already
like
lost,
three-peat.
in my opinion. The fact that they've gotten to this point and they're one game away, they're two halves away from doing something that's never happened in the history of football ever.
Sports.
So to me, it's like they would have already lost if it was like.
I'm just saying, man. Like I've said it all year. This team is beatable.
We all
They
know
are
they're
so
beatable.
beatable.
We all know they're
I
beatable,
know.
but they're not going to
fine.
get beat.
They're beatable.
I don't
if
even
you
know if they're
limit the
beatable,
mistake,
man.
if you limit the mistakes, and you make that offense uncomfortable, you will beat them.
Prediction time.
Prediction time.
You go first because
No, I'm not going
you're
first.
You're going to the Super Bowl. You're going first.
No, I'm not going.
You're going to the Super Bowl. You're going first.
I'm not going first.
You're going to the Super Bowl. You're going first.
I'm not doing it.
Fine, I'll go first.
I'm not fucking doing it.
I'll go first. Fine. All right, camera, where you at? I have never said on this podcast the Kansas City Chiefs are beatable. You could go back, and I'm not holding receipts on these guys. I'm holding receipts on all my listeners. He said they're beatable, and I said, are they? I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs are beatable because I think they have gotten everything thrown at them, and they still find a way to win. And it looks like they will get beat, but then they don't. What is it, 20 straight games that they've won within one score now? And it seems that there's devil magic or Mahomes game-winning drive or whatever, and they still come out to win. This Eagles team is very similar to the one 2 years ago besides Saquon Barkley. Their defense, a lot of studs, probably better, but in terms of just where they rank in NFL stands, they're very similar. Both defenses are really fucking good. Excuse the language, pod, but we drop an occasional F-bomb here and there. Both these defenses are very good. But these two offenses, in a game like this, when you saw it 2 years ago too, I think they're both going to play near turnover-free football. And I think it will be nearly a shootout, or I think both teams are going to score. And I think for the first time in NFL history, we get a three-peat. I'm going Chiefs 34, Eagles 28. Patrick Mahomes, 4 rings.
Valid.
The Chiefs are not beatable.
Simple.
And I want you to
Valid.
keep that. And I want every Eagles fan, especially like, I don't know, Izzy in the program. Izzy, if you're watching this, keep this receipt if the Eagles win.
It's simple. Chiefs 24-20. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is just Patrick Mahomes. He's gonna do it. Unfortunately, as much as we all don't really want to see him get the three-peat, he's going to get it. Like, to me, if there was a huge red flag signal in the season, I would have said, uh-oh. But there's no red flags. I mean, they're doing things that are unsustainable that are somehow sustainable for them. So it's just, to me, 24-20 Chiefs.
Yeah, I think,
He's so scared.
if you don't, so like,
so scared.
so here's my thing. So I haven't told the viewers this. When I wasn't rooting for the Lions when they fucking sucked, and I was a little kid, I loved Michael Vick. I loved LaShawn McCoy. I loved Deshaun Jackson.
So did my dog.
I loved Andy Reid. And so I am an Eagles fan when I'm not rooting for the Lions. That being said, Patrick Mahomes is too good. The Kansas City Chiefs have been too good. They are on a legendary dynasty run, three-peat. Never been done before. They are looking to do that. Andy Reid, historical Hall of Famer, no doubt. Spagnuolo, Hall of Famer, no doubt. Matt Nagy has been wonderful for this team and this offense. They are unbeatable. With that being said, the motherfucking Philadelphia Eagles
Smoking crack.
do beat the unbeatable.
Can I get
They
some of
did
that?
it in 2018 when we went in against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, right? Everyone says no one can beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. You can't do it unless you're Eli Manning. No. We had Meek Mill, dreams and nightmares, walked out there and fucking beat him, right?
They better come out to dreams and nightmares.
Nick Foles, Philly special,
funny.
right? Philly special. That's all I gotta say.
Gilly better
That's
be
all
leading
I
the
gotta
way.
say. That's all I gotta say. Jalen Hurts, silencing the doubters. All right, he's pissed off. He's looking at that picture from 2 years ago, walking off the fucking field with all the confetti flying
All right,
on
Stephon
down,
Diggs, like-
down on the fucking field. He's pissed off. Saquon, a man amongst boys. I already said it. Man amongst boys, different. All right, something about him when he's in Pennsylvania playing football. All right, he's fucking different. AJ Brown, I don't give a fuck about that book. All right, let's keep it a buck. I don't give a fuck about that book. All right, AJ Brown, he's fucking different. All right, you want to man him up? Do it. See what happens. All right, this defense is special, nasty, aggressive, physical, consistent. I have the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Kansas City Chiefs. We're not doing that three-piece shit over here, all right? It's Philly all the way.
Living in a fairy
I
tale
want-
land.
Eagles 31, Chiefs 27.
I am
smoking
so
some good
confident.
stuff.
I want every Eagles fan listening to this podcast to hear this. If the Eagles win this game, I will come on the next episode in a Saquon Barkley jersey. I will buy it and I will come on in it because they're not winning. I want
all
every
right.
Eagles fan to have that.
It's all good.
Every Eagles fan.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. I've
all
watched
good.
football for 22 years, and I've seen some really good teams.
It's all
and
fine.
I've just never seen a team that can just automatically do whatever it wants, whenever it wants.
want-
Fourth quarter, you want a touchdown? We can get you a touchdown. Fourth quarter, you need 3 points? We can get you 3 points. It's like Tom Brady in his prime. You don't bet against Tom Brady.
No.
You don't bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, but-
He's only done it once, and it was in a conference championship game, and that man has not reached that point since.
Yeah,
So
valid.
there's no one standing in his way, in my opinion.
Hey, but we'll see. Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Blake will be there. Toussaint and I will be in the lovely state of Arizona. In other NFL news, we'll be talking strictly basketball on Thursday, by the way, Pod. We wanted, because we knew we'd have a
Strictly
lot.
hoop.
Strictly hoop. Head coaching hires are pretty much done.
Yeah.
Do you want to just do like quick grading?
Yeah, quick rating, favorite hire, least favorite hire, and stuff. Let's just read them out first, all right?
All right, I got it pulled up. You want me to go?
Yeah, go. Read them out.
All right, number 1, we're gonna go Dallas Cowboys. Brian Schottenheimer. I'm gonna give that like a C minus. Like, come on, the man didn't even play. The man didn't even call plays for the
Nate
team.
Hackett did more for his team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go.
I give that one like a D.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a C because I think it's just Jerry Jones wanting someone that he can manipulate. I think most Cowboys
Yeah.
fans would rather, if they were given the choice at the start of the offseason of McCarthy or Schottenheimer, I think 90% would have taken
I should have hired Kellen Moore, but ridiculous. All right, Las Vegas Raiders, 73-year-old. He'll be 74 week 1.
Oldest head coach in NFL history.
Yeah, Pete Carroll, Super Bowl winner with the Seahawks. I give it like a B. I give it like a B minus. It's like you don't. It's like, eh.
I like that hire.
It's like, eh.
I don't mind the hire. The one reason I'm going to give it a C+, or I guess 2 reasons, because Patrick Mahomes being in the same division is a reason in itself.
Yeah.
I think a lot of what you're getting with Pete Carroll is the experience, is the rings, is all that stuff. And he is definitely one of the better coaches that we've seen in football. But there's 3 of those guys in the same division.
I don't think
Sean
he's there-
Payton's won a Super Bowl. Andy Reid's won a Super Bowl. Jim Harbaugh hasn't won a Super Bowl as a
No.
coach, but he's been there.
Can I say
been there.
this? I don't
And he
think.
won a national championship.
I don't think
You're
he's.
welcome.
I
Thank
don't.
you.
I don't think he's.
Go Blue.
I don't think he's there to win a championship. I think he's there for 3-4 years. He builds a good culture. They select a quarterback. They build a good roster, and then when he flames out because he's 74,
He's gonna
he's gonna retire or flame out. They're gonna hire somebody else who's an offensive guy who comes in with a full team, and then they win. That's what I,
I like
think's gonna
that.
happen.
Yeah.
I like that. That's fair.
I'd give it a B.
He's just building up the program.
All right.
All right. Duval. Liam Cohen, new head coach of Jacksonville Jaguars. Embarrassing press conference. Where do we get this one?
I'll go first. Even though his press conference is really interesting, I like the hire. I'm gonna go with an A minus B plus here. This Buccaneers offense was really, really good this year. Baker Mayfield had a career year. If Liam Cohen's able to unlock that stuff with Trevor Lawrence, the Jacksonville Jaguars might be the best team in the AFC South. The AFC South is wide open right now. It's Houston, but Tennessee Titans don't have a quarterback. Indianapolis Colts, you don't know what you're getting with Anthony Richardson. The Texans are a good football team, and they'll be there always. But the Jaguars won the West 2 years ago, and if it wasn't, they were 9-3, or they were 8-3, and then lost 6 straight games to miss out on the playoffs. If Liam Cohen's able to unlock Trevor Lawrence, I do like this hire. He might be a weirdo, but Tampa was also pissed when he left.
Yeah.
That's an indicator. So I'm gonna go A minus B plus, but let me do it one more time. Duval.
You want to go or want me to go?
I'll say I didn't like the hire at first. Honestly, I really didn't. The press conference didn't make it better.
It gave me Adam Gase vibes.
It didn't make it better. I think it is a really good point, though, of what he's done with that offense, especially Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, phenomenal this year. Which is why I have some hope. Because I think the point that you said, if he can unlock that in Trevor Lawrence can be nasty. And so I give it a C plus. Do I think it changes around Jacksonville's and like as a whole organization? No. but we'll see.
I am going to grade it a B because, like both of you have said, Baker Mayfield had a pretty good offensive season. The Bucs look pretty good offensively. Liam Cohen's not a bad coordinator. I always am skeptical because going from coordinator to head coach is a different jump, right?
Totally.
You got to manage all sides of the ball. You got to be a leader among men. You have to be a different type of coach. You can't just get into your play calling and do whatever you want. I give it a B simply because of Jacksonville. The owner is not good. They messed up the whole Trent Baalke situation.
yeah.
And then they realized after 2 weeks why everyone didn't want to interview for the job, didn't want to take it.
Man, that was weird.
Yeah, so that's in and of itself. I think the hire is it's not a bad hire. I just think that he's not going to succeed based off the franchise. All right. The devil himself, Ben Johnson. I'm just playing. The Chicago Bears and Ben Johnson. What are we feeling on this one?
We're coming for you, Hector.
I think it moves the needle with Chicago, especially on offense. I think we talked about it last episode, maybe, or episode 2.
Yeah, it was last episode.
I don't know if I just don't know if he's that culture changer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's that attitude guy. With him being in charge, I don't know who will be that guy on staff for him. I still think Detroit kicks his ass twice a year. Looking forward to it.
Hell yeah.
I will give it a B though. I just think how smart Ben Johnson is on offense. I like to see it with Caleb Williams and all of the weapons that they have. So
I've been saying a lot that regardless of who the Bears hired, it would be the 4th best coach in the division right now because Dan Campbell, Matt LaFleur, and Kevin O'Connell are all great. I think Ben Johnson gives the Bears the best shot for this. But then again, I'm not going to question his leadership. I know he's been quiet and a behind the scenes guy. Do think that Caleb Williams takes a jump. I'll give it a B. I also just don't trust Ryan Poles or Bears ownership too. That's my other thing.
That's real.
That's my other thing. Also, just we're preying on Hector's downfall on this podcast. Let's be honest.
yeah.
The head thief himself, Ben Johnson, decided to hop town after he just called the most mediocre game of his life. like the Grinch walked into Detroit, took our hopes and dreams, and dashed in the middle of the night, and then took our coaches with him. If y'all don't know, he took the Lions wide receiver coach, the assistant quarterbacks coach. He took who else did he take? He took somebody else. He took one other person.
We took some guys too.
Yeah, the Jets took.
The Jets took Engstrand, and then Terrell Williams left.
I'm gonna give this one a B plus A minus just because I think he will get Caleb Williams turned around. Will he get the team turned around is the question. I think he'll get the offense running. I don't know how good that defense is. I know they hired Dennis Allen as a defensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. Really good hire. Like I said, I hope they lose everything. I hope that franchise burns to the ground. But yeah, A minus B plus. All right, we're going to go through these next ones pretty quickly.
Yeah.
New England Patriots, Mike Vrabel.
A plus.
I love it.
Yeah, A plus. I
A
hate
plus.
saying it. Mike Vrabel was the best person out there. He knows how to sell a
I love
culture.
it.
Former player going back. Drake May is such a good project to work with. A plus.
Should have never been unhired.
Yeah.
I give it an A. I give it an A minus B plus just because you just fired a Belichick guy and now you got another Belichick guy. And I understand Vrabel is an upgrade in and of itself. I don't know how good he's gonna be in terms of elevating the team. I know he's going to get the team to be good. They're going to be good in that division eventually. I just don't know how far he can elevate them. I know he took Ryan Tannehill past his skis and did really well with the Titans.
Yeah,
but
he beat Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he did. So I don't know how good he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to be like one more playoff game or if he's actually going to be good.
One more thing I'll say on this. I know, Blake, you got to run in a second, but the AFC is a quarterback thing. Unless you have a quarterback that could go toe-to-toe with Mahomes, you're not doing it. I think Mike Vrabel gives Drake May a good chance. And that's coming from a Jets fan who preys on their downfall. So, yeah, sorry.
Very good. All right, New York Jets. They hire Aaron Glenn, the Lions defensive coordinator, as the next head coach. I'll just go first really quickly. I'll give it an A. I think he's a culture setter. I think he makes it well. I know he wants Steve Wilkes, and they got Engstrand as the OC. I don't know how good Engstrand is going to be, but we'll see. I think Aaron Glenn is a very good coach. I'll give it an A-. I'll give it an A-.
I give it A- too. I like his attitude. I already said it. I love his journey. I love all what Aaron Glenn's about. Pissed off he left Detroit, but it is what it is. Somebody's got to go, feed the family sometime. So, wish all the best to him. I don't like Engstrand. Think you guys probably could have got a better OC. Yeah. But, we'll see what happens. I like Aaron Glenn, though, so I'll give it A-.
I like it. I know I went on a rant last week, and I went on a rant on Mazarski Memos. Go subscribe to that, too. I'm going to go B+ just because I'm holding the Bears ownership to this standard. I'm holding the Jaguars ownership to this standard. The Jets are arguably worse than both. Really like Aaron Glenn. Really think he'll set a culture. Really think that these players will run through a fucking wall for him.
Yeah.
But we're still the Jets. And until the results show and we end the playoff drought, I can't give anything an A. And I'll believe it when I see it. I really like him, and I'm encouraged. But at the same time, I got to hold the Jets ownership to this standard. I also do like Darren Moogie. I do, as our GM, but that's a whole nother discussion. So,
and I just the last coaching position that's open is a New Orleans Saints. They haven't hired anybody as of right now. The last one on the market. Top 3. We'll just kind of say who we like for that job. It's kind of the last job. People kind of gonna take it. The 3 top interviewed subjects are Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore, and Joe Brady.
I like Kellen Moore.
Joe Brady.
I like Kellen Moore or Joe Brady. I think either one, and just not Mike McCarthy. That's nothing against Mike McCarthy, but they're going to bring in a young quarterback.
Someone to give Derek Carr
Joe Brady returns to Louisiana.
That would be awesome.
Like
That's a good point. I forgot about that.
Someone to give Derek Carr a good scheme because he's going to need it.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that how we wrapping this one up?
Wrapping it thing up. We'll have episode 5 out Thursday. This one will be out. Well, you guys are watching it.
So when it's out.
No, actually, episode 5 will be out on Friday.
Yeah.
When we talk hoops. So Friday, stay tuned. Everything. Go follow the Instagram. We have an Instagram now, so go follow that.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify.
Talkball_tweakers.
Talkball_tweakers on Instagram. TikTok, you know that. Run that up. Talkball.tweakers, and then of course like, subscribe, comment, do your thing, stay fly.